Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope that all of you are doing extremely well. I hope that you had a great week and you're looking forward to a fantastic weekend. Students, IELTS listening, part 1 and part 2 on the topics of returning a defective product and a radio show. Strategies, practice are all coming up. This is a subscribers chat class. Of course, everybody is welcome to watch. It's easy to join the chat. All you have to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are getting ready for the IELTS. That is a fantastic step for your studies to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Students, this lesson is brought to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS, visit us there. For general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites that power these live classes. We are going to use the websites in just a moment for the listening audio and the listening questions, which come from these websites. Nice to see many of our members. Hi Fuang, hi Angel, Elizabeth, Gopu, Goken. Nice to have you all with me here today. Kushal, Riyadh, Rocky, C2, nice to see our subscribers, and welcome Carolina, our chat moderator. If you have questions, you can ask her as well as me. Students, aehelp.com looks like this with the academic content. Click this big red button there to join the premium IELTS package. It's just above my head. It's a one-time payment. Lifetime access, doesn't cost a ton of money. It's very reasonable, affordable, and you get lifetime access. We are an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner. We're an IELTS test registration center. So you're in great hands with us, students. Just simply click that button. Use this code. This is from our most recent video, Panda9, for a 10% discount. Okay. And for the general IELTS, it's this green background, gieltshelp.com. Click that red button. Like I said, we're going to use this in just a few moments for the listening. Okay? So get a jump on it by subscribing. Students, we have a new kind of newsletter that's going out to everybody, and we have a survey on the YouTube community post. So check that out. Answer that survey. We want to see how you like that newsletter. Okay. For the apps, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Okay. For Instagram, IELTS_ahelp, GIELTS Help. The apps, by the way, will link to those websites that I showed you. Okay. All right. If you have questions, don't be shy. Send me an email either to adrian@aehelp.com or to admin@aehelp.com. Either or that website or those websites will get you in touch with me or my crew. Amazon has our books. Search for A Helps Academic IELTS, G Helps General IELTS. And we've got lots of live classes for you, so subscribe to get notifications. We've got Speaking Part 2 and Speaking Part 3 for you tomorrow. Okay? And we have lots of new videos. We've actually got a really cool new video coming at you within the next 24 hours as well. This is one of our videos here. I'll put it into the chat for you, and you can get going on that. All right, listening strategies. Everybody, let's get into this. Let's get into listening strategies. Tip 1, strategy 1. We can call it that too. Tip 1. Look at all of the sections during the introduction or instruction time. Okay, so you are going to notice that there's about 90 seconds of instructions at the start of the listening section at the very beginning of the exam. You can click through in the computer-based exam. You can click through in the paper-based. You can flip through all of the different listening parts and look at the main questions, look at the topics. This way you get your brain kind of rolling on that information. Okay, so that should be step 1. Also, tip 2 visualize. Become a part of the information and see it. Okay, so here we're looking at our test 5. Okay, in this case, so this is test 5. I wonder if, yeah, you can see that up at the top left of your screen. Okay, and you want to visualize. So when you're looking at this, you're going to read, okay, what did the man, or what day did the man buy the product? Okay, what product did the man purchase? What 2 pieces of information are required to access the purchase record? So here you want to see that, you know, you are this man. In this case, a very happy stick man, or maybe not. We'll find out soon, because I don't think he's very happy at all. Okay. And you bought a product. Now you can see down below here is a computer monitor. So you've got this product. Okay. Looks like a TV with some antennae, some buttons. Okay. And you've bought this product and something's going on. So you're at the store. All right. Okay. So visualize and maybe see yourself in a bit more detail than just a stick man. Okay. Visualize, become a part of it. When you engage the information, it's called active listening. Many of you might have already seen videos on this or online information of the active listening. Active listening means that you participate in the listening. So you're not just like, you know, it's not like when you're listening to music when you're riding the bus. So it's not like do 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 do, but you're actually part of it. So you're like, oh, okay, I see this. I'm at the store. I've got this TV and I'm not happy with it. There's some issues with it. I need to make a complaint. Okay. All right. So visualize it. At home, a good strategy is to draw pictures. Okay. So to engage your active listening, instead of always just trying to answer the IELTS questions, a really good practice for home. Okay. So this is all a part of this. Practice for home. Listen to the IELTS listening section. And instead of answering questions, just draw simple pictures of what you hear as you listen. Okay? This will help engage your active listening skills. Which it's really important. It's very important that you develop that. Okay. Boom. All right. Okay, so that's what you want to do. So those are my first couple of tips. Let's do this listening. So I'm going to play the audio for this part 1. We're going to look through all 4 of the section topics, or all 4 of the different topics in the different parts. Okay, and then we'll answer the questions, we'll listen, we'll talk strategy about the questions after, we'll give the answers after. Don't put the answers in the chat. Please avoid doing that. It's just confusing for other people, especially with wrong answers. So just save them, put them on a different piece of paper, or just type them in your phone in a text message or in some other place. And then we will look at them after and we'll get the right answers together, okay? So, like I said, okay, for this, if you have a headset, use it, because exam centers do use headsets these days. They should, okay? And we're going to hop over to the website. In this case, this is the General IELTS website, AE Help website. The listening is the same, because listening and speaking are the same for the academic and the General IELTS, okay? So again, you can join the premium version of this course by clicking that big red button, okay? It's above my head there. It's worth it. And then once you're there, you can go into your My Student account, and in your My Student account, you see computer-based practice exams, full interactive course with tons of strategies. You have over 100 video lessons with example strategies, and exam books that you can download, study plans. And then you have this IELTS audio CD. Okay, right there. Now this is test 5, speaking part 1, so it's going to be CD 5 part 1, which makes sense, right? Okay, so we're going to start listening again. Listen, when you see me scrolling, it will be because I'm going through the different parts. In the computer-based exam, all you have to do is just click through the different parts, okay? So here we go.
This recording is copyrighted by 2 Think One Solutions Inc. and World ESL Tutors. You will hear several different recordings, and you will answer questions on what you hear. There will be time given to read the instructions and questions, and you will be given a chance to check your work. The recordings will be played only once. The test is made up of 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Listening section 1. You will hear a conversation between 2 people as one tries to return a defective product. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. You will see that there is an example. This time only, the conversation relating to this question will be played.
Good afternoon. I bought a product from your store 1 week ago, and I've been having difficulties getting it to work properly.
Of course, sir. Do you have the original receipt from the purchase? The first piece of information I need is the date you purchased the product.
Yes, I actually have it right here. I purchased it 8 days ago, on the 6th of July.
The 6th of July. Great.
The man says he purchased the item on July 6th, so this answer has been indicated for you. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Good afternoon. I bought a product from your store 1 week ago, and I've been having difficulties getting it to work properly.
Of course, sir. Do you have the original receipt from the purchase? The first piece of information I need is the date you purchased the product.
Yes, I actually have it right here. I purchased it 8 days ago, on the 6th of July.
The 6th of July. Great. I also need the name of the product as indicated on the receipt.
Certainly. The receipt shows it as SOJO 232XD.
SOJO 232XD?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, yes. I see the product in my records now. It is a 23-inch computer monitor?
Yes, that's correct.
Now tell me, did you buy the extended warranty on the monitor?
No, I did not. I always feel like those warranties are a bit of a scam.
Perhaps, until you need the warranty?
Perhaps. But there must be some sort of manufacturer's warranty, right?
There may be. Let me check for you. Okay. Yes, it seems there is a manufacturer's warranty. The warranty is for 60 days. 2 months.
Great. Then I shouldn't encounter any problems in returning it.
Well, actually, we only accept returns for a week after purchase. Since you purchased the computer monitor 8 days ago, you'll have to deal directly with the manufacturer.
How annoying. What steps must I take then?
Well, the company that makes the monitor has a depot in Birmingham. You must post it to them.
Okay. Do you have their address?
Yes. It's on Edgbaston Park Road and...
Hold on. You'll have to spell Edgbaston for me. I've never heard of it.
Of course. It is spelled EDGBASTON.
And then the rest of the address?
The address number is 89 and the unit number is 5.
Okay. So 89 Edgbaston Park Road, Unit 5.
That's right. And the postcode is B152RU.
B152RU?
That's right.
You now have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 6 to 10.
Great, but one concern I have is the cost of posting something as large as a computer monitor.
Indeed, such a product must weigh a few kilos and will certainly set you back some money to post. Let me see if the company takes such a problem into consideration.
Well, that would certainly be nice if they did.
Yes, it seems they do. They have a program in place where they pay postage for the exchange of goods under manufacturer warranty or product recall.
That's great news. What do I have to do to use this service?
It's fairly simple. You just call their Birmingham depot and request a prepaid postage voucher. Then you take the item to the post office along with the voucher, and the post office will take care of the rest.
Sounds simple enough. Do you have a phone number for the depot in Birmingham?
Yes, you can reach them on 0121 496 0633. Oh, and be sure to call during business hours. They're open from 10 in the morning until 6 in the evening.
10 until 6, understood. One final question. What would I have had to do to return the monitor if I had purchased the extended warranty from your store?
Well, the process would have been much simpler, sir. You could have simply brought it into the return desk at your local store. We would have given you your choice of a new monitor, your cash back, or store credit in the amount of 110% of the original cost of the item.
110% store credit? Wow, that seems too good to be true.
Well, company policy is that we want satisfied customers, and when they are not satisfied, we feel the need to compensate them for this in some small measure.
Perhaps next time I'll buy the extended warranty. How much would it have cost on the monitor I bought?
Only £20.
£20 would have been well worth it to save me the trouble of dealing directly with the manufacturer.
Well, now you know, sir.
Indeed I do. Thanks again.
That is the end of section 1. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
Let's hop back to the website and just stop the audio. Okay, so again, students, aehelp.com, lots of places for you to join that premium account. It's well worth it. Same with the General IELTS students here. General IELTS website right there. Exactly, you'll get into the same kind of interface with the audio. Okay, just different reading, different writing sections. All right, so let's do this. Let's go through it together. And in that 30-second time, do check your answers, check for spelling mistakes and such. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to teach you strategies for different question types as we do this, all right? So first of all, just a quick FYI, your information. Notice how here we had this example, what day the man bought the products. Okay, for IELTS exams now, they don't have that since 2020. But if you're using some books or some materials that are pre-2020, you're going to hear an example like this. So don't worry about that. Just know that in the exam, you don't have this example anymore. Okay, they just jump right into question 1. They realize it's not necessary. Okay, so here, and this is why it's really important to prepare, because here they kind of actually give this information before they give this information. They also give this information after, but they give it before. So it's very important that you read the questions before the audio starts, right? So here, let's actually start with question 2 and 3. And so here, the man is talking to this woman, and he's in the store, or he's talking on the phone, and she tells him what she needs to access the record of the product, right? So the question is, what 2 pieces of information are required to access the record of the purchase? So here, notice how I use this strategy where I tried to predict how this will be in the audio, so what I will likely hear. Okay, and here the woman says something like, I just need this and this, or I need 2 pieces from you. Okay, and then I made a little bit of a note, so the date, which was July 6th, and the name of the product, right? So now what I'm going to do very cleverly is to see if those choices are there. So first of all, the date. Okay, purchase date, look at that. There it is. Okay, and the name of the product. Look at that. There it is. Okay, name of product. So I know that the correct answers here are E and F. That's what she needs. She needs the name of the product and the date. So the correct answer are E and F. Okay. The product specific name, SOJO, is not needed, or 6th of July, because that's the specific, right? But the information she actually needs is the name. That's what she's asking for, the name of the product and the purchase date. Do not overcomplicate. Okay, makes sense, everybody? Yes? All right, so purchase date, name of product. The way I did that is I took some notes. We'll come to this kind of question again later, this multiple choice. And then she says, oh, yes, it was a computer monitor. So number one here was fairly easy. Says, yes, it was a computer monitor. And the guy's like, yes, it was a computer monitor. Okay, good. Then you had to do this form completion. And in the form completion, you have some given information. Now, you probably saw that I was really focusing on this information to position myself in the audio. It means to know where the audio is. So I was looking for 60 days and I was looking for Birmingham. Now, these are names and specific numbers. So when you see names and specific numbers, that really helps you to position in the audio. So tip 3, this is my third tip of this class. Okay. Pay careful attention to specific numbers and names, as these help you to position yourself in the conversation or the monologue. Monologue is when it's just one person speaking. Okay, so pay attention for that. All right, and so that's what I was doing. And then I knew that, okay, this is where this address information will come. Now in part 1, it's fairly straightforward, so the positioning is not too difficult. And they gave you this information here. You had to be patient. There were 2 pieces of information. The street address was 89, and then they spelt it Edge Bastion Park Road. So this was the correct answer, and they spelt it EDGBASTON. 89 is the number. Okay. Anahita, if you hyphenate it, that's okay. They'll give you a mark for that. 89 Edge Bastion. We usually don't. And Angel, Janet, you don't need a comma between it. Okay. Just 89 Edge Bastion. E has to be big, everybody. It's very important. If it's a small E, Ahmed, you'll get it wrong. It's the name of a street. Okay, it has to be big. All right, postal code. Again, dictation. You have to practice dictation. You have to practice listening to numbers, letters. And again, you can do that on our website here. Let me show you this nice and quick, because if you make a spelling mistake with these, they'll mark it wrong. So if you're on the website and you're in the audio materials, down at the bottom here, you have some bonus materials. So for example, like numbers.
Numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Okay. And it keeps going, and then even lists like 1,000, million, billion. So listen to those, okay? So train your ears. That's all British accent, okay? British speakers. All right. Again, just some more. There's so much on the website, so go through the website. I know many of you have it. Many of you are premium students, so make sure you use all those goodies, okay? All right, so here, B152RU. Yes, it was. B152RU. Yes. In Canada, we have similar types of postal codes as well, like the British letters and numbers. So this was the correct capital letters. Yes, you can use them, and using capital letters here, it's good, okay? All right. Okay, so the rest of them. Then here you had a little short break. Follow the instructions, okay? So follow the instructions. Write no more than 3 words. Okay, number 6, in order to get free delivery on product returns, the customer must telephone the depot and request a prepaid something. So here I see the article a. Okay, so this means that this is the object. Now, of course, English sentence structure is subject, verb, object. So at the end of the sentence, you have an object. Prepaid here is an adjective. Okay, so a prepaid something, right? So I know that this is going to be a noun or a combination of an adjective and a noun, right? And Alexi says this should be a prepaid postage. Yes, that means the mail voucher. And it is. A voucher is like kind of like a coupon that you replace for money or an item. Okay, so it's a voucher, postage voucher. All right, and the next question is, what is the telephone number? Now, again, remember, these are going to be statements, so listen for that statement. My phone number is, the correct address is, the correct phone number is. Okay, so listen for that. All right. So what is the phone number for the depot? It's a long one, but phone numbers are long these days, so you have to listen. This is where that number bit comes in really helpful on the website. 0121 496 0633. Yes. Sometimes the 0 is O. Okay, so sometimes they go 0633. And sometimes they double up. Sometimes they'll say 0121 496 0633. So sometimes they'll double up the numbers, okay? So careful with that. All right? Listen, make sure you're comfortable with numbers in English. Okay? All right. So far so good. That's number 7. And then here, for how many hours is the depot open each day? Now notice how here I took notes again. Open from something until something. So 10 to 6. Open from 10 to 6. 10 to 6 is how many hours? It's 8 hours. Yeah. Right? Good. Here's another multiple choice. Which 3 options are customers given upon returning an item they have purchased? Take notes, students. So this is my biggest tip. And on your IELTS listening, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to have some of these. Carolina, if you're still here with us, I know you did your IELTS just recently, and maybe some of you did as well. Did you have these multiple choice? They seem to be really popular in the listening. I think these days you have like 2 or 3 times this type of... Yeah, so Carolina, did you have this multiple choice question? Do you recall in your listening? Was there one where you had to choose 3 of 6 or 3 of 7 in one of the parts? Did you have more than one? Did you see it in like part 1 and part 3 or 4? Or part 2 and part 4. Yeah, multiple choice questions. And in this case, Caroline, I'm not just asking about the multiple choice questions. Like this is a multiple choice question number 8, A, B, C. And this is a multiple choice. It's where it's like one question and you have to choose 2 or 3 of them. Okay, Carolina says maybe 3 times. Okay. Yeah, Alexi, careful. They do exist. Yeah. So Carolina says multiple. So there you go, Alexi. Carolina just did her exam 2 weeks ago, and she saw it maybe 3 times. okay, in that exam. So be really ready for this type of question, students, because it really catches students off guard. The reason why is because you have so many choices, right? And if you're really like staring at these choices, you're like, oh, there's so many. What are they saying? Which one is it? Well, it's too much. Head explodes. It's not good. Okay, and that's not because of English. That's just because of too much information. TMI, right? As they say, too much information. Okay. All right. It can be challenging, especially in part 3 and 4, where the choices are really long. So here the choices are still kind of short, but in parts 3 and 4, the choices for these get really long. So what you want to do is you want to take notes. That's the trick. Okay. So everybody, just let me even write this down for you. Okay. This is my 4th tip for you for today. Okay. I've said this one lots, and I think, it's worth it because it can definitely save. Oh, Carolina, let me ask, did you take notes for that one? Like, did you use your note paper and try to do it with notes for that one? And how was that? Okay. I know you did better. You said you did better in your listening section this time. So I'm wondering. Okay. All right. So for multiple choice questions, take notes instead of staring at the options. It's a way better strategy. It's a way better strategy. Okay? So Carolina says, yes, I drew pictures. All right. Hey, if that worked, absolutely. That's if you're quick, because I know you're an illustrator, Carolina, so if you're quick, then that can help too, for sure. All right, so here I took notes. So I wrote new monitor, cash back, credit for 110%. So now all I'm doing is I'm matching this, okay? Exchange of item for a new one. Okay, cool. Yeah, new monitor. Sure. So that looks like it's a good one. Cash back. 100% store credit, no. Free postage, no. Cash back, there it is. Okay, credit for 110%. 110% store credit. Oh, there it is. I don't need that one. So correct answers. A, D, E. A, D, E. Right? And any of those will get you, or sorry, all of those, because this is just one question, all of those will get you 1 mark. If you get one wrong, like you write C, the whole question's wrong. Okay, so be super careful. All right? Kiran's asking how to prepare for the IELTS exam in a little time. Yeah, to know the right strategies for thinking and communication. That's the biggest trick, right? You can try to learn perfect English, or you can learn good strategy and good exam technique. And you should be focusing on both, but definitely a lot of effort into good exam strategy and technique is really important, like what I'm showing you right now. Okay? All right, the woman mentions an item that costs £20. Now it's £20. It's again a number. It's very, very clear. That was the extended warranty. B. And it's also logical, right? Computer monitor, like use logic, right? It's not a £20. You can't buy a computer monitor for £20. Even a good used monitor will cost you more. Manufacturer's warranty, that's free. That's usually included, right? If there's a problem with the monitor, they exchange it, right? So that's free. So use logic, students. This is free. This is nonsense. Okay, so logic tells me that B should be the only answer. Okay. Yes, Susan, you have to read the articles to improve your reading score for the reading sections. Okay. Guken, you can often answer questions with logic. In fact, if you really pay attention, I I want to be careful suggesting that to you, but in fact, about half of the questions you can use logic for. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's jump to section 2. By the way, before we go there, so before we jump to section 2, how did you guys do in section 1? So what was your score out of 10? Okay, now section 1 or part 1 should be nearly perfect. So ideally, you're looking at a band score of 9 or 10. Okay, if you're getting a lot less, yikes. First part is supposed to be the easiest. Okay. So Alexi, 9 out of 10 is good. Domenico, 10. Great. Chayani, 9. Amra, 9. Domenico, 10. Fuang, 9. Yeah, those are good. AJ, 5. Oof. Yeah, you gotta definitely be careful. Pima says 2 spelling mistakes. Yeah, the postage voucher one was probably the trickiest there. Okay, voucher, right? VOUCH. Okay. All right. Anna, 7's not terrible, but definitely you don't want to lose too many in part 1. Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing, students. Thumbs up to you. That's really cool that you're sharing with me in the chat. You're being brave and you're like, hey, I'm going to be honest. I got 5. Fair enough. I mean, if you lie, you're only lying to yourself, right? So, yeah, if you're getting 5, practice. Use the transcripts. Practice more English. Don't sit the IELTS exam if you're getting 4 or 5 in part 1 of the listening, okay? You're just going to waste your money. Right, so that's my suggestion. All right, let's do the second part. So again, a little difference here between the recent version of IELTS. They call it part 2 instead of section 2. But not a big deal. Okay, so here we go, everybody. Let's jump back to the website. I think Kiran is saying, what sources? Kiran, if you're using our premium course, that's definitely the place you should start. If you already have it, definitely get some of the Cambridge practice exams. Okay, those are good. And then use other sources on the internet, not just IELTS sources, but use sources from other professionals that teach critical thinking, visualization, active reading, active listening skills, okay, which are needed for the IELTS, okay? All right. Here we go. Let's jump back to the website. Again, aehelp.com for the academic IELTS. And we are going to do part 2 together. Let's do it. So visualize, see yourself, listen, put the answers on a separate piece of paper or into a separate document, and then we'll share after. Don't put them in the chat, okay? All right. Our moderators are deleting them, as I've seen, so that's good. Anyway, all right, so here we go, everybody.
Now turn to section 2. Take some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Listening section 2. You will hear a recording of a radio news magazine discussing the importance of doing good in the community. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully to the interview and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hello, I'm Emma Robertson, and I'd like to welcome our listeners to Beyond the Lens, the programme that aims to dig deeper on issues in culture and society. Today we have Professor Hudson McMahon from the University of Bristol's Department of Social Policy. Hello, Professor McMahon. Do you want to tell us a little about what you'll be presenting today?
Of course, Emma. But first, I'd like to thank you for having me on the show. My wife and I are both avid listeners of Beyond the Lens, and it's a bit of a thrill to be on the show. But I digress. Today, I want to talk about the importance of doing good in the community and in society. There are many ways of doing this, but the 2 most common ways are volunteering and giving to charity. However, these methods of improving community and society have an important difference. While volunteering one's time is almost always a positive for society, giving to charity is significantly more problematic.
Problematic, Professor McMahon? It would seem to me that giving to charity is always a positive for society. We celebrate those among us who are the greatest donors to charity.
Yes, and in general, it is warranted. I do want to clarify. In general, giving to charity is good, but one must be very careful for two reasons. First, some charities do not do sufficient amounts of charitable good per pound. And second, some charities receive too much money that could be spent better on other causes. Let me discuss each of these in turn.
This seems to me a rather radical thesis.
It seems that way, but I hope to convince you otherwise by the end of the program. Now, getting back to charities. Some charities simply do not give a lot of their received monies to the actual performance of good acts. For instance, some charities utilize less than 10% of their donations on actual charitable activities. The rest goes to salaries, promotion, and other overhead costs. So for a donation of £100, it may be the case that less than £10 actually goes to helping someone.
That sounds terrible, but it still helps people, right?
Well, yes, but as charitable givers, we should try and reward those charities who do most good with the least amount of money. By that I mean that those thinking of donating to charity should do research on a charity before giving to the cause. There are other charities where more than 50% of donations go to the end cause. These charities are much more deserving of your patronage.
You now have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen to the rest of the interview and answer questions 17 to 20.
Another reason to be discerning when it comes to your choice of charities is what I call the relative utility of a charitable donation.
Let me take a guess here, Professor McMahon. Is the relative utility of a donation how much good it does relative to other donations?
That's just about it, Emma. The relative utility of a donation is how much good a donation does per amount spent. For instance, the disease MND, motor neuron disease, was in the news in recent years, and MND charities received a windfall of donations. This sounds all well and good, but there is a problem. Unlike, say, heart disease, MND does not affect very many people. While it would be wonderful to cure the disease, there are better allocations of our limited charity funds.
Wait, so you're saying it was bad for people to give to MND charities?
Not quite, only that it was suboptimal. Because there is a limited supply of money given to charity each year, it is important that it is used at least somewhat optimally. And allocating overwhelming amounts of money to a disease that affects very low percentage of people is extremely suboptimal.
That's very interesting, Professor McMahon. So how can our listeners try and optimize their charitable gifts?
First of all, don't be caught up in viral social media campaigns. Instead, use such moments to remind yourself of the importance of giving to charity in general, and not just to niche causes with good promotion. And second, do your research. Before you donate, look up how much of a charity's donation go to the actual end goal. Additionally, look up how many people are affected by the charity's end cause. The more people there are affected, and the worse they are affected, the more likely you should be to donate to that cause. It is all about maximizing good in the world.
That certainly sounds like a noble goal, but if everyone donates...
That is the end of section 2. You will now have half a minute to check your answers.
All right, students. So before our audio gets into the next listening section here, which we will do in an upcoming class, okay, so we will be doing part 3 and 4 of this listening next Friday. Okay, so make sure to be here next Friday. We want to check our answers, check for grammar, check for instructions, silly mistakes. Always do that. So follow the instructions carefully. Let's go through the answers together. So here, again, these look a little bit different on the computer-based or on the paper-based, but the strategies are very similar here. Okay, number 11, what is the name of the radio show? Now, they say it twice. Okay. And first the woman says it, and I was kind of guessing they might say it something like this. And she does, she says, welcome to the show, welcome to the name. And then the guy says it after too. He goes, before we start, I want to say I'm an avid listener to your show. My wife and I love it. We love this show, and it says the name. Anybody get the name? So they said it twice. Okay. Part 2, obviously, quite a bit more challenging than part 1, right? Icon says Beyond Lens. Chani says Beyond Lens. Yeah, it's Beyond the Lens. Okay, so the name of the show is Beyond the Lens. It means not. So here's the camera. Okay, here's the camera lens. And it's beyond the camera lens, right? So there's the camera lens, person looking through the camera. Beyond the lens. The lens. You need the there. No more than 3 words, right? The is important. It's not just beyond lens, it's beyond the lens. It's the name of the show. Of course, there will be some tricky questions in the listening students. They're listening for, or they're looking for Band 8, Band 9 level students as well. All right, people who are doing their master's, PhD, and listen to very complicated lectures in English by the professor. Just so you know, students, okay, this is important, okay? This is just a little life tip or life hack here. If you're planning to do so why is listening so important, right? This is a question that you might be asking yourself is, why do I need really good listening skills for university in an English-speaking country or program? I will answer that for you, okay? Because all of the information is on the internet anyways. So a lot of people think like this, and they're like, if I miss something in class, I'll just figure it out after. Not quite. It's not that easy. Okay. So just to give you a tip, okay, a hint. Okay. So I did my school at the University of Victoria. I have a degree in psychology, minoring in sociology. And I'll give you a couple of important pieces. Okay. So for a bachelor's degree in most Western countries, you are expected to read and understand about 150 to 200 pages per week of university textbooks. Okay, so not little books, big books, right? Big pages, right? Textbooks. You also attend a minimum of 15 hours, 3 hours per class, 5 per load plus labs, 15 hours of lectures each week, okay? All right. So I just want to give you like a clear picture of what to expect. Okay. I know many of you are practicing for the academic. Many of you are practicing to go into these school programs. And this is kind of the same for college. It's very much the same in the US, Australia, Canada, and even in a lot of other countries around the world, right? So you kind of know this already. Your exams are usually 50% course material and reading material, and 50% lecture notes from the professor. Okay? So that means you have to listen to the professor, take notes, and then you will be tested on it. Now, some people might be thinking, yeah, but I'll just, I'll just Google what the professor's saying. Doesn't always work, students. A lot of professors are very smart. They're the leading experts, researchers in their field, and they're giving you brand new information that doesn't exist yet, only in their lectures, okay? So if you go to the psychology program at the University of Victoria, where I graduated from, many of my professors are actually creating the science and the information that they're lecturing on. So you won't be able to Google it, okay? Keep in mind, especially in the high-level universities, keep in mind that many of the universities, especially top-ranking universities, employ professors that are lecturing on new ideas and science that is not online, and you cannot find it outside of the lecture. Okay? ChatGPT won't help. All right? So keep that in mind. Okay, so this is just fun facts. It's not, well, I'm making it up. Research it. Send an email to your university. Hey, this guy Adrian said it's about 150 pages each week for a full-time student in a bachelor's in Canada, in the US, and 50% of exam material comes from lectures. Is this true? You will get a lot of replies saying, yep, that's about right. Okay? All right, so it's not me. Okay, so you have to have good listening skills. It's not like, ooh, whatever, I'll just Google it. Okay, let's go back to this. So you can do it. Lots of students do it every day. Okay, so good listening skills. All right. Okay, here we go. So this speaker talks about volunteering and charitable giving. You need to know these two terms. You need to understand the difference. Volunteering means you give time, right? You go somewhere, you give time to help for free. Charitable giving means donations. So you donate money or food, or usually it's money. So you donate money. Give time, give money. Okay? Know the difference. Know the difference. All right, let's figure this out. So, affects fewer people, but maybe highly efficient. Correct answer there? C, it's neither. Okay, so charitable giving affects a lot of people. Volunteering is highly efficient, so neither of them affect few people and highly inefficient. Now, if you're like, well, that was really hard. Logic, okay? What kind of charity would affect few people but highly inefficient? Like, I just helped a lady cross the road, an old 100-year-old lady. It's one person, so it's few, but highly inefficient? Well, no, I maybe just saved her life, so it's obviously efficient, right? So logic, okay? Logic. C. Can be problematic for various reasons. Students, this one should not be hard. The guy basically spends half of this audio explaining this. So that was definitely B, okay? He says charity can be a problem for this reason, this reason, this reason. He gives lots of reasons, explains it later. So if you didn't get it at the beginning, then when you're reviewing and you don't have B here, you should be like, oh, that's B. That's got to be B. The guy was talking about all these problems with charity. Okay? It's almost always a positive action for society. That's got to be A. Yeah, that's right. Life is funny. Yeah. So if you're giving your time, you're planting trees, you're helping elderly people cross the road, you're playing with children who have difficult family life situations, you're doing good. You're doing good. It's really hard to mess up your volunteer time, okay? So you're doing good. All right? Angel, the test is on the website. Okay? So subject to many overhead costs in the premium course, Angel, in the premium course. Number 15, subject to many overhead costs. So overhead costs means like the cost of operations, okay? If you don't know vocabulary, write it down, all right? Make sure when you're practicing to write it down. So you need a vocabulary list, right? Overhead cost means the investment for operations, like rent money, utilities, right? Utilities are like electricity, water, okay? Transportation, office supplies, salaries, paying people, right? Right? Those are all overhead costs. Advertising, it's overhead cost. Okay? Overhead cost. It's the cost of that's over the operations of the business. So it's your overhead cost. Okay, obviously not so much volunteering, but a lot more for charity, right? So charities advertising, a fortune for those charities, the advertising. Okay, so what are 2 reasons charities can be inefficient? Again, we talked about this in part 1. You take notes. Less than 10% goes to the end goal. A lot of money is given to promotions and salary. Okay, so what are 2 reasons? 2 reasons, right? They give less than 10%. That's the result. So the reason is that must pay the salaries of employees, A, and the promotion of the charity, C. So those are the reasons. They give less than 10% of the money received. That's the result, right? So, but the reason is salary, promotion, A, and C, right? You got to pay those people that work in charities. All right. Good. So let's jump to the flowchart. Flowchart questions, pay attention to the given information and pay attention to the juxtaposition. The juxtaposition means the opposition of the 2 sides, right? So here you have side 1, side 2, right? And very quickly you should realize that side 1 is about charity that's good investment, and this is charity that's bad investment, right? So what is the example? Good investment, heart disease. Heart attacks are the #1 killer of people around the world. Bad investment, maybe investing into some very rare diseases like MND. Now, that's not saying you shouldn't, right? We should try to cure every kind of illness, but if you can save 1 million people instead of 10 people, choices, right? So don't write MND, write F, okay? And Chayani and Domenico has this, okay? Juan has this. Anna has this. Yeah. AJ has this. Good. Affects many people. Affects few people, right? It's the opposition. Makes sense. AJ believes that, and so do many others. Good. Good use of funds. Not bad use of funds, but it's an inefficient. So it's B. What's the word that this is just a fun, let's see who was paying attention to the vocabulary. What is the word that the speaker uses over and over again to say inefficient? Okay, this is where you learn synonyms. So here the speaker was like, inefficient. Nope, didn't say inefficient. He said something else. He said, yeah, that's right, Amra, very good. Ahmad, very nice. Fuang, very good. Juan, very good. Suboptimal. Sub means less than, and optimal means the ideal. So suboptimal. Suboptimal investment. Suboptimal use of funds. Suboptimal. Do, very good. Nice. Yeah, great. Good. You're paying attention. Double thumbs up for that. That's awesome. All right. So yeah, suboptimal. So that was inefficient. So some paraphrasing is key to success, everyone. Okay, number 20. According to the guest, what is the main goal of charitable giving? Now, I helped you out here. He says, it's all about was the paraphrasing for the main goal. It's all about means the main goal. So the correct answer here was maximizing good. Notice that he says all three. So he says doing research is important. He says the importance of giving to good causes is important. But here it's the main goal. And so this is not because the main goal is this is all about. So it's C. And I see that a lot of you got that, which is really good. Okay. All right. How did you do? So what did you get out of 20 for what did you get out of 20 for part 1 and part 2 together? 20. Now, ideally, again, just another check. Like, let's say part 1 was hard for you and you made some air balls, okay? You threw some air balls and you're like, yeah, but part 2 was okay. As long as you got 16 or more, you're doing okay. If you got less than 16, right? Anna, 14, you could get into trouble once it comes to part 3 and 4, okay? 15, Angel, your goal should be 16 or more, okay? All right, students, again, this listening material came out of our website here. So Angel was asking, where is this? It's on our website. It's in the premium version with all of the exams. So we've got 6 full exams. We've got 4 more exams coming soon. We've got the computer-based practice exam. So it's on the website. And to get all the videos, over 100 hours of video lessons, strategies, practice exams, go to the website. We've got a big team working on helping you to succeed. We've got we're like 12 of us now. So join by clicking that big red button there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We want to help as many of you as possible. General IELTS, same idea. GIELTShelp.com. And it's this big red button here, okay? So one-time payment, lifetime access, well worth it. Thank you so much, subscribers and members, for being here with me today, okay? It was really great having you here with me. It was great having you focus in and practice with me. I hope you're going to come back tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to do speaking part 2 and speaking part 3. Speaking part 2 for members, part 3 for everyone. And again, until that time, go to the websites, sign up, start learning, start watching the videos, follow the lesson plans, and you are going to do better on your upcoming test. Take care, everybody. Chin up, forward. You're all beautiful people. Much love to wherever you are in the world right now. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from Victoria, Canada. Have a great start to your weekend, and hopefully I'll catch you all in, the AM my time tomorrow. Bye for now.